This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Joining us today is Jason Brewer, the Commercial Director of Caracal Gold. Hi Jason, Happy New Year to you. How are you doing?
And Happy New Year to you. Doing very well in a very sunny, warm Nairobi.
Okay, good. So I wonder, Jason, if I can ask you first of all, what's the vision for Caracal and the team for this year? What do you want to achieve?
Look, we listed barely 4 months ago with a clear strategy of building quite a significant East African-focused gold producer and developer of new mines. In the first 4 months, we've clearly brought Kilimapesa up in terms of its production rate. We've invested in the plants. We've bought drill rigs and we're busy drilling. So 2022 is all about delivering on that strategy. It's about taking Kilimapesa up to that next phase of production, which is 25,000 ounces per annum, and increasing that resource base to over 2 million ounces. Then we'll be able to make that decision and complete the feasibility study to establish it more as a 50,000 ounce a year producer over a very long and sustainable mine life. So that's Kenya, that's Kilimapesa. And whilst we're doing that, we're clearly looking at bolt-on projects opportunities here in Kenya, because there's a tremendous amount of them, certainly along that Migori goldfields. The next phase, I guess, which we started really in early December, was the expansion into East Africa. And we've announced the 2 project acquisitions in Tanzania, the Nyakafura project and Simba, which added over 1 million ounces straight away to our resource base. In 2022, clearly we're going to advance them. We're going to do additional drilling, additional development studies, so that we can get to a position of making a development decision primarily or initially at Nyakafura, but bringing Simba into a broader kind of project structure there in Tanzania. So we've got Kenya and Tanzania, good local competitors, I guess. There's a nice bit of rivalry there, and perhaps we can use that to accelerate the development of our activities in Tanzania. And then, I guess, broader in 2022, it's those other project acquisitions in East Africa, other ones in Tanzania, Kenya, as I mentioned, but also looking at neighboring Uganda, where there is a number of opportunities which we've cast our eye on, and which we're clearly looking as a potential repeat of what we've achieved here. So increased production, more mines, more production, and increased resources. That's to be done over 12 months. So a lot to happen.
Okay. And do you have processes in place to help you measure this success in terms of maybe key milestones or dates you want to achieve certain things by?
Yeah, look, we've just gone through a process. Robbie McRae, our managing director, has put together a very detailed plans for what he wants to achieve, certainly here at Kilimapesa, because we can't take our eye off Kilimapesa. That's clearly the gold producer we have. That's what differentiates us from a number of other gold companies in London, gold companies that are trying to get into production, that have to fund a lot of capital expenditure. We have an established permitted gold mining operation. We can't take our eye off increasing the production base there, optimizing it from a cost base, and looking to get the best out of it. So we've got a number of targets, a number of milestones over the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, which we're looking to achieve. We'll be putting out a kind of a plan to basically set out the next phase as we move from that phase 2 development, which we set out in our listing document, to the phase 3, which we've moved very quickly towards. So yes, certainly here in Kenya, we've got a lot of those milestones set out to what we want to achieve. And of course, in Tanzania, you know, those 2 new projects which were brought in, there's been a tremendous amount of work there. And it's about getting a project team in place and working through the studies to be able to take them to a development decision.
Okay. And on that plan then and the milestones, is that something that's available now or something that the market can expect to see soonish?
Look, we set out some very high-level ones in our listing document, in the prospectus there, and we've also set it out in the various presentations which we've released. But a more detailed plan as to the next phase for Kilima Pesa is something we're certainly working on, and shareholders will be able to see that very soon.
Okay.
It'll set out, like I say, that next phase, that next expansion. We've moved very quickly to increase the throughput rates at the mill, to get development rates up in the underground mine, to get production rates up there. Likewise, opening up open pit mining. We've talked in releases about heap leaching and bringing that into the overall operations there. So, we've talked about that. We've mentioned that. We now need to set it out more clearly so our shareholders can really see the vision that we as management have and how we're going to develop that, and what that's going to mean to shareholders, what it's going to mean to the share price, obviously, which is what everybody looks at each day, and earnings. So yes, that's all in motion, and certainly giving us all a lot of work to do in the coming weeks, and obviously in the past months too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the market can look out for that. That will be an interesting thing to see when it comes out. And talking, you mentioned about the team. You've announced some new board appointments. Rian Lombard as General Manager of the Kilima Pesa gold operations, and Paul Reeves as the CFO. So you're strengthening your team. Can you elaborate on these two appointments and what their remit is?
Yeah. Look, it's important for us to recognise, a management team can only go so far. You've got to look to always improve it. You've got to look to always add to it. And we've been looking at these appointments for some time. We've recognised that as we're getting busier, not just here in Kenya with the expansion works, but obviously in neighbouring Tanzania, Uganda, et cetera, we need to have the executive team on the ground in place to be able to deliver, not just operationally, but from a corporate perspective, from a finance perspective. So look, Rian is a very well qualified, highly experienced mining engineer, project manager, worked in various mining operations in Africa. He's a Namibian by nationality. He's been to site. He was over here before Christmas on site. He got to see the Kilima Pesa operation. He got to meet us all. He got to see the tremendous opportunity that exists there. And he knows the challenges. He knows what he's getting into. And for him to commit himself to Caracal is a great sign. It's positive for shareholders. When you see some of the operations that he's worked in for some very well-established mining operations here in Africa, for him to come to us at our stage of growth, our stage of incubation, if you want to call it, is a great sign for us. He's a very qualified. He's that hard-nosed, no-nonsense mining engineer that really wants to deliver operationally, and it's the sort of person that we need. And that, I guess, also gives Robbie as MD greater scope to implement the broader strategy of the company. So it's great all round for the company in that respect. Paul coming on as CFO really allows us to expand that finance team. We're not now just a single project company here in Kenya. We've got other assets in Tanzania. We're going to have other ones in other jurisdictions soon too. So we need those capabilities in the finance team. Where he's come from, working for both mining companies and mine service companies, and being on the ground here in Africa as well. He's not afraid of getting on the ground, getting his hands dirty. So he brings great financial experience. He's set up finance functions in remote jurisdictions. So getting him again on board, and he'll be out here soon as well, really adds to our capabilities and strengthens our team tremendously. It gives shareholders confidence that we've got the resources to deliver on a strategy. We're aggressive, we're ambitious, but we're not afraid to invest in people and in the team. And I think that's the message people should take away from today's appointments.
Okay, thank you. And just a final thought then, as well as the work going on in the background, are there any updates on the ground that you'd like to share with us today?
Yeah, look, it's very difficult to come out and say something before we put out RNSs, but from an operations point of view, the plant, compared to where we were this time 12 months, it's chalk and cheese. It really is chalk and cheese. The historical rates that our predecessors had when they were operating this plant, we're doing that several times over, which is a great testament to the work that Robbie and the team have done on site. From an exploration point of view and a reserve definition perspective, the 2 drill rigs which we acquired have been working non-stop with our Kenyan team that's been trained up and is there on site doing it. So operational updates, yes, to follow. We've got a quarterly update to put out end of this month, first few days of February, and we'll clearly give shareholders an indication of what's been achieved over the quarter and the regular increases in throughput, etc. And also from the exploration, what we're seeing from the drilling both on Kilima-Pesa Hill and also on that broader prospect and license that was renewed as well late in the quarter. So lots to come. We've talked about open pit mining. We've talked about the heap leach, planned heap leach activities as well. So the updates which will come will add more detail to that and certainly give shareholders a good indication of where we're going and confidence in the management team and our ability to deliver.
Okay. Well, Jason Brewer from Caracal Gold, thank you very much for your time.
It's a pleasure and thank you as always.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stopboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.